Hello, Couch Co-opers, Couch Potatoes, and Couch Codependents. This is the Couch Co-op Show, and I'm Ian, and I got Dave, Jared, Nick, and maybe Aaron?
Ooh, maybe, who knows?
Yeah, got him on the couch tonight. How you fellas doing?
Good.
Yeah,
Enjoying the cold right here.
Did you guys have a good weekend? And look at there he is.
Oh yes.
Yeah, there he is.
You say his name on air, and
minute.
you say his name on the air, and he comes a calling.
You've just got to
You say it 3 times like Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Aaron Still. Click.
Yo,
Yo. How you doing, Aaron? How was your weekend?
it was pretty bit. It's not too bad actually. It's pretty good. How was everyone else's?
Good.
Fantastic. We're
make
just
him
going
wait.
over that. That's
Yeah.
where we're at in the
Nice.
podcast.
Yeah, you just got in. We actually waited 5 minutes. And it's like,
Huh.
and then
Yeah,
There's
we didn't
that.
say your name. That was the issue.
that was the problem. We should have said Aaron. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Had a late dinner, like usual.
Okay.
Good though.
Well, we are a video game podcast, and we talk about video game stuff. And you can find us on all the platforms, and you can watch us on YouTube, and you can watch us stream on YouTube as well at Milkman Pictures, youtube.com/Milkman Pictures. And we're a free show. We don't fucking make you spend money on us to support us, like other podcasts that hound you for money. We'll never do that. So enjoy us while we last.
Right.
Yeah.
Take advantage of us. Anyway, let's get to the show. Jared, what happened in this day in gaming history?
Lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff.
Like most of January has been just like meh, meh, yeah, whatever. Here's some stuff, but here's some a couple of notable Japanese releases. Dragon Quest II really shook things up. Actually, that's the game that made it so a lot of games would release on Sundays in Japan instead of like during the weekdays because so many people called in sick. And didn't go to work in that. It came out 38 years ago in 1987. Pretty crazy. And in Japan, I never got to play it, but Final Fantasy VII Dirge of Cerberus. That's the one with Vincent Valentine.
Yeah.
I was kind of curious about that someday. That's almost 20 years old. It's 19. But here in the States, 15 years ago, we got MAG.
Oh my God.
Remember that big old...
PS3 game.
What did MAG stand for? Multiplayer.
I don't know.
Yeah, but it was a huge game.
I mean,
with tons of players.
I'll
You
look it up.
split up into squads and
Yeah, if you're
all
on the
that stuff, it was
PlayStation
nuts.
3, but the thing that released the same day and the same time is it, if you're
Oh,
an
yeah,
Xbox
Mass Effect.
360, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mass Effect
2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The clearly better game of the two.
And 3 of you guys played that game. What, last year? Was that last year?
Yeah, but that was its
The
initial
Jillian
release
time?
on Xbox, right? We didn't get it
Yep.
till later
Yes,
on.
that's
way
right.
later.
Yeah, that was
I
PC
played it
and
on
Xbox.
Xbox and PS3.
15 years ago, though.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, back when they did games, like quite a lot of games were exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you don't bump into that as often these days unless your PlayStation has tons of exclusives. Xbox
Yeah,
is trying. Nintendo does Nintendo. And,
Yes.
PC has, lots of weird random stuff I've never heard of.
So to go back to MAG just briefly, it was originally titled MAG Massive Action Game, but they
Yeah.
decided to ditch that, and it's only called MAG. So it actually isn't called Massive Action Game officially anymore. That's what's its kind of working title, and they changed it.
Kind of feel like Jason Statham should be in it.
Funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but those are really if you're going for more recent stuff, a game that I wish I was smart enough to finish is The Witness, came out 9 years ago.
Oh, the puzzle game.
Yeah, puzzles, so many puzzles, and after a while, some of them just started breaking my brain, and I had to walk away.
Witness this. I don't want to
Yeah.
be done talking about MAG because it was supposed to be a first-person console game that allowed 256 players.
Yeah,
That's
Oh, yeah, I
wild.
remember that.
that was nuts. and it did, because it like broke you in 64 players per
Yeah.
squad team, and like 8 players per squad or something like that. It really went nuts on there.
Anyway,
That's way too many.
we can stop talking about it now.
But my biggest, most favorite release on this list is Monster Hunter World Baby came
Oh.
out 7 years ago.
Holy
yeah, I
shit.
saw that.
Oh
We're
yeah.
getting
Yeah,
close to the
Yeah,
next
I'm
one.
so
Yes.
ready for Monster Hunter Wilds at the end of February. So excited.
Very
You
exciting.
guys were all so hot in
Yeah.
that game, and I just couldn't get into it. Yeah, I remember.
Oh, I know.
Really just Jared and I. I know Aaron tried.
Yeah.
Aaron tried a
I
little
got
bit.
I got
Yeah.
pretty deep into it. I got to the crystal area where I had to go after the final
Oh, you
big
did?
dragon, the
Oh, you did
Rathalos.
make it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I made it to the beginning of it. Well, I
Still
played a
does.
little bit of the people here and there, but
Yeah.
I went
Doesn't
pretty
seem
deep
like
into
7
it.
years ago, does it?
It
I
doesn't
know.
feel
I
like 7.
can't believe it's that long ago.
Time
That's
flies,
crazy.
and then it doesn't, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
And then
That's
Tekken
life.
8 came out last year.
Yeah. It's pretty nuts.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I will.
Well, I
oh,
do have one
oh.
one more little piece of PC
Oh.
history
Oh,
here.
okay.
In 2004, Dave has probably seen this. He looks at the same page. The British Foreign Office announces that Bill Gates has been selected to receive an honorary knighthood from Queen Elizabeth II.
I actually didn't see that one.
Yeah.
The one I saw was in 1983. Lotus 123 went on sale.
Oh, Lotus 123. What's that?
It's an old spreadsheet. You never. It's like
Uh-uh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lotus the
Doesn't ring a
spreadsheet.
bell.
Oh,
Yeah, I know what you're
dang,
talking
okay.
about. I thought you meant Lotus the car.
That's what I thought, actually.
what's funny
Funny.
about that though is like VisiCalc came out earlier, and according to this thing, it says VisiCalc. They didn't patent the software, so Lotus just copied it all,
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
it became more popular.
But the favorite part of the Bill Gates thing is I don't know the titles of the other knights or whatever, but Gates became a knight commander of the most excellent order of the British Empire.
Why
Excellent.
would you want to be anything but the most excellent order?
That's funny.
Oh,
Yeah, I got to kick you out.
Bill Gates.
that's pretty good. Oh, Bill.
Uh,
No
cool.
Ted Gates though.
Let's not even take the bait. Let's just keep moving. Let's just keep going.
Ted Gate.
Thank you, Jared, for that stay in gaming history. Cha, 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 cha. And we'll go over to Nick here. Nick, do you have beers? You have a battle this evening, this eve?
I do. I've got last week's loser because I still have some of it left,
Shiner Bach.
Shiner Bach.
and still going with the whole freebie thing because it's nice that I don't have to spend money. It's going to go up against a recent acquisition that I got, Founders Oktoberfest. I know it's a little out of season for it, but
Yeah, still
hopefully it's still good.
yum.
Now, correct my hazy mind. Did it go up against
No,
the
the
Oktoberfest
hazy was
last week?
it was Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
Yes,
last
so
week.
it's going back to back Oktoberfesting.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Good
It's like-
times.
You know, a couple of months ago, October, you lose.
Well,
Mhm.
well, yeah. All right. Well, we'll let you get going on that.
Okay. As I stare at it.
Doctor Dar. Did you play a demo this week?
Yes, I did.
All right.
Uh,
I had to think
I mean,
about that
it
one if
was
he wants to talk about it.
No, I did not.
I wish I hadn't.
Oh, that good.
Oh man, this was
The less said, the better.
So I didn't actually realize that this game is not available for purchase, but this is probably a good thing. It's a game called The Last Zone, and it's by Kodobur, or I don't know how you say it.
Going with the same titling, naming structure as Durdurdar.
Yeah, probably. Needless to say, it's a zombie horde shooter.
Okay.
And
Wow.
I was like, so I loaded it up. It says it's already been released, but it's actually going to be released next month or the month after, March 27th. It needs a lot of work.
Oh man.
The first thing to say
Fun.
is it really should be. I could see how it could be much more fun if it was 4-player co-op. So the demo essentially, there's a gate, and you have to protect it. And there's like hordes of these supposed zombies. Kind of remind me somewhat of like Sword and the Gun versus Resident Evil. They got like bright glowing red eyes, and they don't move very well. They're not animated very well. They're really quite plain. And so you basically just shoot these guys and keep them away from the gate, and they come in wave after wave after wave. And the gunplay is not particularly imaginative. The controls are okay, but it's not great. And you're like, you play one after you've played one round, you're kind of like, there's not much else to see because the demo you have a handgun, a machine gun, a machete, and grenades, and you kind of get them. And then every so often you get these bigger ones that are bigger bullet sponges.
At what point, as you're booting this game up and interacting with it, do you know that it's going to be a dud?
So, actually, I like it. Well, at the point where you look at it and it says the reviews are 3.5, you're like, okay, this is probably not going to be great. But you boot it up, it looks okay. Then it gives you kind of like a stupid tutorial. And you can tell by the tutorial, it's like, oh, this doesn't feel great, but you know, it could be pretty fun. And it starts you off and everything's locked up because it's just a demo. And you're like, okay, that's fine.
Of course it is.
But then you go at, you know, graphically it doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look great, but it doesn't.
Like what generation? Like PS4, PS3?
Probably PS3.
Oh, so looks old.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Maybe late PS3 though, not like
Last
so
of Us.
it animates pretty well. It's but you play it and it's just like, okay, so you kill the first couple and you're like, okay, well, what's going to happen next? And it's just like more and more the same. And like the bad guys go straight for the gate unless you happen to shoot them, then they come straight for you. Like that's the AI, is it's like gate or you.
Gotcha. They don't
Boring.
Yeah, and they're coming from all directions. They don't time. There's no like random paths on every other one or anything like that. So
Do they like
Yeah.
incentivize you anyway with better weapons or gear or
No, I can
cosmetics?
no. So
That's stupid.
I think the real problem with it is it's not like it could be tweaked up on the controls, but it's just a horde mode game, and because it's single player, it's just kind of like,
Sure.
you know, this is a distraction, but it's not. There's no plot really. There's no, it reminded me of a poor man's version of what was the zombie game we all played that you got us every year? Ian?
Oh, Back for Blood.
Back for Blood, yeah. That was kind of what it wanted to be, if you know what I mean, but it wasn't really succeeding. And, you know, imagine that game if you got rid of the multiplayer aspect and it was just one single player, it just wouldn't be as much fun in general.
Some student's senior project is what you're describing, I guess.
Well, I didn't get that far into looking it up, but if it was made by one person, I would say it's pretty decent effort, but I'm also not convinced it wasn't made by AI.
Oh.
If you know what I mean, it's like a little too generic. Like the game art is very generic, and you know, if you look it up, the last zone on the PlayStation Store, like the picture of the guy and the zombies, they're just very. It's like you gave an AI kind of like a beginning,
A prompt.
prompt, and this is what it came up with for artwork.
Cool.
So, needless to say, this is probably a die.
Let it die. Let them zombies die.
Yeah.
Stay dead.
There's just not enough there. Sorry.
Who was going to say something?
You're fine. Well, I was gonna say was, it really grinds my gears when you see all these like predecessor to zombie games. You got your Resident Evils, you got your Dead Spaces, Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2, Back 4 Blood even. And they have such great ideas for templates for a zombie game. I know there's only so much you can do with a zombie game, but when you hear that, it's very disappointing. It's like, you guys take notes from all the other great zombie games out there. Even the Call of Duty zombie mode wasn't awful, but it sounds like it's very disappointing to hear that they make games like that. They're just meh. We have these gajillion.
Someone will grab.
Yeah, I don't know how much this game's going to be, but to be quite honest, the biggest issue I had with it is the fact it was single player. You know, it's like if they made this multiplayer, it might have been, with some friendly fire. It could be a fun little diversion.
And that's the thing, is like what Left 4 Dead was like probably one of the best, I think, of the best multiplayer zombie horde survivor games when it came out. Like, that game was fantastic. It's like they could have made a multiplayer and do that, because it was just, they have all these notes they can take from and make it their own and make it multiplayer, but this guy sound like, yeah, not gonna do that.
I think what's interesting though is these games that they like. I really struggle to find demos of AAA, AA titles to play. It's like, but a lot of these games that you play that actually aren't very good, they'll give you a demo version, and you're kind of like, who's going to buy this after they play the demo version?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think one of the things that the AAA has done, at least in the Sony's, sphere, is that they've moved the demos into trials and trying to get you to pay for the higher tier.
Yeah, so they at least get some money out of it.
Yeah, so you get somewhere between a half hour to 2 hours of gameplay, and you get to really feel what the game, and you get trophies now, so that's cool.
Right.
But I think that's what they've done. So unless they really are trying to push their game and you're not going to hear about it, then AAA stays away from the demo thing.
Well, programming a demo is costly, and they're cutting costs wherever the hell they can. So that's probably a big, proponent of that.
Although I haven't said that, they didn't used to program demos. They would just give you the first level or the first mission, wouldn't they, and call it good. If you want to continue the story, purchase the full game.
But even that nowadays is way harder probably than it was back then.
Right.
It'd still be like a 50 gig down.
Yeah, because the assets, you don't know. I mean, they give you the first level, but you still need all the assets.
You still need a game engine. And
well, I remember playing a demo of a Yakuza game a long time ago, and they had this small section of the city, and they had to put special barriers and things like that, so you couldn't explore farther than they wanted you to. And I mean that has to take time and all that. So I mean, I feel that demos are expiring.
The other thing I hate about demos really when they do the AAA thing is that you end up just playing through the tutorial level, which if it's not done well, it's not a good representation of the fucking game. So it's such a difficult thing to grasp.
I've been having problems with a lot of games I've played recently with add tutorial levels at the beginning.
I'm sure we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, or betas, those are nice, like Monster Hunter Wilds. That's essentially a demo, but you're also doing a beta test on it.
The problem with that is they give you almost everything, and then you play 20 hours of it, and it's how much do I...
Do I really want to go back and spend
20 hours?
Full game, 60
especially
hours
when
later.
they delete your fucking progress. When they don't delete your progress, I'm okay with it. But when they delete your progress, it's I don't want to go through all that again.
Absolutely.
That's why I stayed away from Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm just I know what the game is for the most part. Just give it to me. They just had another beta for that. Anyway. Cool. Thank you, Dave, for that die. We will be sure to steer clear. But it's probably the most that game's ever been talked about. So
probably.
Yeah, I was going to say it really was hard to find any information about the game. There were one or two YouTube videos saying about how much it sucked.
Yeah. Cool.
Anyway,
Well,
you can watch the slow death of a man's soul, or listen to the slow death of a man's soul. The more of these games I play over the next.
Sweet.
Hey, there might be that one where you just hit it and you're like, yes, please, give me more.
So
Destroy
Nick,
all
oh,
humans.
so Nick, which beer did you start off with?
I started off with Shiner.
Did you finish it? You
Yes.
wrapped it up. You still with
Yeah,
me?
it was
You
quick.
Still feel about the same about it as you have?
Yeah.
Previous show?
I mean, if you want to see a deeper dive into it, might be a couch co-op episode about it.
Yes, probably coming
So
out
well,
next
might be.
weekend.
Russian.
Actually, probably.
There you
Yes.
go.
very
Yeah.
excited. All right.
And then we'll get
Whammy.
started on this Oktoberfest that I didn't even know existed.
Who is it
Sweet.
again?
Yeah. What? Who is
Founders.
Founders? Oh,
Founders.
Wow, yeah.
what did we just drink of theirs?
Doesn't even ring a bell.
All day IPA. That's
No,
the
no, no.
nice
Oh,
one.
now it rings a bell.
No, what did
Okay.
we drink?
Okay.
Founder. We drank something from Founders,
And then they have a stout.
didn't we, Nick?
I had that.
I don't think so.
Just recently?
I love their crushable IPA, the
No, you're
all day
kidding me,
IPA.
right? You guys are joking. Didn't we drink something
Me?
from Founders?
I think we have, and
Oh no,
probably
just
won't.
recently.
I mean,
Like an amber?
Mhm.
maybe you did.
No, no.
Did you do one on an
I thought we all
episode
did
that
it. I
I
thought-
wasn't here for?
I
Or?
don't know. I thought we all drank it. Oh my
Okay.
god, this is gonna bug me. I gotta go look.
Head
really
over to
quick.
the
I gotta go.
head over to those
Yeah,
archives.
you gotta do some
Fucking
research.
To the
shit.
tribes.
Maybe some-
Founders beer, huh?
Mhm.
I guess not. I thought we did. I'm sorry, guys, for derailing this. I just
Hey,
thought
it's
that,
all
like,
good. I mean,
Anyway,
you
it's
know,
all good.
It's not all good.
Good.
I thought.
Well,
we
this
s-
is. You could just chalk it up as
Oh, it's the
cross
sorry.
promotion.
It's the F. The F letter F. We did Fuller's.
Oh.
My bad.
yeah.
Oh.
All right, that makes sense.
yeah, Fuller's bound
It's like
founders, you know.
yeah. Sorry, my bad. Okay. Yeah. So I thought we'd just have a little chat about some topics that have happened lately in the gaming. You know, try and be topical. Try and be a podcast that talks about stuff that's kind of current in the world for a little bit. And then, not try and do a super long episode. We've done like a couple 2-hour
Right.
episodes, and it's like let's just kind of.
Yeah.
Well,
take it in.
at least two of us on this podcast probably don't look at the video game news stuff.
Maybe these are simple things to just kind of talk
Yeah,
about.
so
We're just
it's,
gonna
it's
talk
kind
about
of fun.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
So, the Nintendo, the Switch 2, after being leaked constantly, they finally announced their new console, the Switch 2. And I was just curious
wow, surprise.
about your thoughts about it. If you've seen it, have you taken a look at the video?
I
watched the
saw
video.
it. It kind of looked like more of the same. They
Mhm.
really didn't.
I gotta give Dave. I saw the pictures. Yeah.
They didn't stray far from the original design. The piece I read that surprised me actually was the price, $450.
I don't think that's been officially announced yet.
Yeah.
$500. That's been leaked as the price, which if
It
it's
wouldn't
true,
surprise me
is-
if it was actual.
There's
Yes.
never been so many Nintendo leaks, so there's a good chance that that's the real price.
I think a lot
plus
of that,
we're
though,
so
is...
close to release dates that there's a good chance it's.
Well, I think there's a lot of that is like the expected raise in tariffs.
Yeah.
Not just
Mhm.
yeah.
the importing of the new console. It'll probably be way more expensive. But there's another like Nintendo Direct in like what, March or May, Jared? I forget. March, right?
It's in April, like
April,
2nd,
in the
I
middle.
believe.
Sure.
Yeah, when are they releasing that thing?
But we don't know. So April is when they're going to announce everything,
Yeah,
like when
that's
it
been
releases and the actual price and all that stuff.
I heard
Um,
they were going to drop. One of the things I said that they were going to drop it in April. So
No, that's the Direct. And that's what,
But
well, they might. They
I
might.
feel it's
It
gonna
might.
be in April.
It could be.
I think it's going.
It could be.
I've
But,
seen it from more than one or two sources that I actually think might be correct.
So it is quite a bit bigger than the older Switch.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They refurbished all the Joy-Cons.
Thank goodness.
That magnetic Joy-Con thing, it makes me wonder because I'm like, because it doesn't really slot on.
Yeah, that
Or it
that
didn't
kind
look-
of bothered me when I heard about that.
Yeah.
I was like,
Because I know what I'm like with controllers. I get really into it and then
Uh-huh.
twisting my wrists. I'm like,
Yes,
the
what-
Joy-Con's gonna-
what happens if you like get really into it? And goes,
Not that I'm the target market
Uh-oh.
for it.
Well,
so
it
I'm not gonna-
magnetizes in, but it also has a plug. There's also a plug there.
Yeah, it has a little
A
cord
click-
to plug it
Yeah.
into.
but it doesn't look like very substantial.
It looks a little
if you know what I
flimsy.
mean.
A little
Yeah.
flimsy.
I think the weirdest thing from the video and all the rumors going around is the fact that you can use these Joy-Cons as mice. Whether that's true or not, that's
Yeah.
a very bizarre
Yeah, the video made it look like you
gimmicky
could.
thing. There's like a piece that
I don't
slots
like
on the
that.
Joy-Con to make them slippery, like so.
Yeah.
And then you can like run them. We'll see if that's an accurate thing.
I think what's surprising to me about it is how, like, relatively conservative it is compared for Nintendo hardware. You know, because you look at the last couple of generations, and they've really, like, you know, the Wii. Then you had the Wii U, which was quite different to the Wii, and
well, I think because of, I
Right.
think because of the Wii U, you have the Switch too.
Well, the
of
Switch
the
is
Wii,
still
you have the
printing
Switch,
money, so
but
they,
yeah.
they probably didn't want to deviate too much because
Well, yeah.
backwards compatibility is so important. I think generally, like every other generation has like a backwards compatibility for the prior one.
I
Like,
suppose I'm not talking about backward compatibility. I'm just talking like the Switch
Yeah.
2 is a bigger, more powerful version of the Switch 1.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like a
it.
Switch Pro.
with
Yeah,
maybe an
it's not-
extra feature.
But see, that's what that's the
2.0.
thing. Like because of the Wii U and how that failed as a device, like Nintendo's already always been kind of conservative, I think.
Yeah, they
Uh,
don't push out like super.
So I
hard
think
ones.
Yeah.
with this, they were like, all right, we're just going to give them what they want, basically.
Finally.
Yeah, pretty much.
And really,
you know,
it's
finally listen to your
really,
fan base.
I mean, it's not a competitor against,
No.
Yeah.
the Xbox or the PlayStation. I think its biggest competitor is like the Steam Deck, playing indie
Yes.
games, not
Yeah.
playing big
Mhm.
games, but playing like indie, like Cult of Lamb type shit, like that's,
And the
you
best, and all those kind of games are available on the Switch. So it's like,
Yeah.
that's
But everybody
And then
is
you've got Mario.
anticipating all these big games like the new Assassin's Creed, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, like all these huge games coming to it. But nothing's been announced, of course. But
Well,
that's what
we'll
everybody's
see.
kind of
well,
assuming.
they did patent like a pisser variant. Like Nintendo has their own
Yeah,
proprietary
PSSR,
upscaling. 4K, like it's only really a 1080p device, but it will upscale with that
AI stuff.
AI
yeah.
shit
yeah.
to run certain games. So like I think it will do some of those games kind of.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what it's going to do.
I'll hold my breath on that one.
No,
Yeah, I
think-
mean, I
Well-
will likely get the Switch 2 eventually, but I think this time I'm going to wait until one of the cool looking editions comes out.
Well, who has
'Cause
Nick, Nick, do you have one?
Yes, I do.
Will you get a new one?
When Brandy asked for one, I guess.
Aaron has
So she
one.
can play
I think
any
all of us
new
have one except
Mario
Dave.
Kart game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
That
Aaron, are you
sounds
gonna
right.
get one?
No.
I think the newest Nintendo console Dave has is
Not even.
do you have the 3DS or is it the 2DS? Or something like that.
Me.
I think I've got a DS. Yeah.
The DS. Just
the
the older DS.
Just the DS.
I had the DS Lite.
Yeah.
That was nice.
But having said that, it's like, I wonder how many people get it release day, and then how many people hold off a little because the Switch, still backwards compatible. You've got a lot of games for it.
I mean,
So
you're
it's-
talking Nintendo Glaze. You're talking like, I
True,
mean,
but for
also
the
you look.
Nintendo Glaze to work, you've got to have the software. So, like Mario Kart, obviously, is
Right.
the big.
Well, yeah, and they look like they
big
shared
thing.
it in that video. It looks like that's
Yeah.
Mario Kart 9. Not only that, but that video is interesting. I was listening to Kind of Funny, and they were all making all these assumptions. But if you look at the starting grid, there's like 24 slots. So like obviously, whatever that game is going to be, there's probably going to be a focus on online multiplayer, which the
Yeah, and
previous
that-
Mario Kart did not have.
And
So-
I've also
Right.
read that the textures are a lot higher quality on the demo. People are trying to read between the lines.
Yeah, maybe I'll have
get
to
an
buy the
idea of
Switch
how-
2 to play Metroid Prime 4.
hopefully, one would hope.
But doesn't Nintendo's online suck? So they
Yo,
need
it's
to fix
terrible.
It's
that.
terrible.
They need to
Sounds
fix
god
that
awful.
before they can have 24 players.
Or maybe it's fine,
Yeah.
but the Switch has no RAM to load it
Yeah.
in the store, for instance, or like there's
Yeah,
no.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
It's just
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's
That's
dated.
a
It's a
mess.
very dated thing. It's a kid's
you
toy.
talk-
Mm-hmm.
Even
Yeah.
then, though, I mean, it's like we've had mobile phones that can load the Google Play Store and kind of make it work.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah,
very
it's-
sleek and cool looking. It's not as like the colorful thing I have.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the look of
Mhm.
it. But as I was mentioning earlier, I probably won't get it at launch because I'm always jealous of some of the like cool ones, like some of those really neat Legend of Zelda ones, and they have cool emblems on them and different colors and whatever. I'll wait for that kind of thing probably.
I mean, it's the
Right.
most selling console of this generation. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many Nintendo nerds are gonna fucking buy it no matter
They'll
what.
be fine.
So they'll be
Yeah,
fine. That's
Nintendo
not
will be fine.
whether it, it'll be fine. It's what
So
people
many-
want. It's what they want.
How
It's
many
what people
parents
want.
are going to buy it just because, like, the kids break his Nintendo Switch and you can buy the new one and still use all your old games?
I think it goes to the adults. I
Yeah.
think they keep buying old Switches for their kids.
So the crazy thing about Nintendo hardware is as soon as the new one comes out, they stop selling the old one immediately. I wonder if they're going to do that this generation. If they're
Probably.
still going to sell like the Switch Lite, I bet they will this time. I bet they'll sell both of them.
No, but they weren't like that with the handhelds, were they?
You know, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. I never really paid
Because the
much
DS
attention
and the
to
3DS, they kept, and then they had
So
the DS Lite.
Yeah, I had the DS Lite, and that's the last
Same.
one I had. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like this will be a different thing. Maybe you get to see a cut in the price of the Switch too. The OG one.
No, they're not going to cut the price.
A little bit. I don't see why they wouldn't do it a little bit. That depends on how expensive
they
the
don't
Switch
need
2
to.
is. The Switch 2 is really expensive, but I don't think it's going
or
to
if
be.
anything, they'll just cut out the original Switch and just sell the OLED edition.
I think it has to be $400. I think it can't be more than that. I mean, the Switch at launch before was $300, and it doesn't come with an OLED screen. I don't think it can be more than $400.
I don't know if the screen technology has been announced for what the Switch 2 has.
To
I'm
be
pretty
honest,
sure
though,
it's not OLED.
I think it's gonna, whatever it is, it's gonna be a winner. I mean, it's got the
Oh,
Nintendo
yeah.
Blaze, and
It's going to kill it.
got it.
and-
yeah,
yeah.
it takes the cartridges or not memory cards, I suppose you would call them, but you know, you
Yeah.
can use all your old
Cartridges.
games.
There's not a memory card you can like erase and use something else.
Yeah.
Right.
like an actual SD card.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
probably have to buy a faster one for what it has or something.
Gotta have
It's
internal
been-
back
it's been
memory.
many years.
Anyway, I just was curious. Get your guys' thoughts on the Switch 2 that is going to take over this year at some point.
Really, I think it's a classic case of like the hardware's good enough, and it's whether the software appears that makes use of it. You know?
Here's the problem with that, though. If it is $400, a Steam Deck is the lowest Steam Deck is like only what, like under 6, like 5 something.
Yeah, but are you going to buy a Steam Deck for your 10-year-old, or are you going to buy him a Switch? I mean, really, that's what it comes down
Yeah.
to.
Like, yeah, but like as an adult, and most
Yeah.
adults buy these not for their kids. Like who here bought it for their kids?
I don't know.
Nope.
You have kids, Nick?
Well, she's kind of acts like one sometimes.
Oh, I'm going to clip that and
Oh.
send it to her.
Someone sleeping on the couch.
I mean, she'll get used
you need to
it.
clip that sound bite.
Anyway, all right, let's move on. So Rockstar has said that it's coming out this year. They are not delaying it. So supposedly Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out this year. A lot of games are like trying not to announce their date, waiting for Rockstar to either set their date or delay it. So you have this massive game hovering over this year, possibly.
Sometime between July and December is basically
Yeah.
what
Right.
we're kind of
Yeah, so there's all
aiming
these
for.
games are like they don't want to compete with it. But Jared's already said he doesn't think it's coming out. Anyone else? What are your thoughts?
Every Rockstar game gets an announcement date and then it gets delayed by like 6 months. So it's like, what's the point?
I think the only thing is if they delay it by 6 months, they'll probably delay it to like next fall, if you know what I mean. So like 2026.
So maybe, maybe they're
they want-
expecting like a spring or summer release, but it's going to come out in fall.
I actually think
My guess is winter.
I think
mean,
they're going to release it
Christmas.
this fall, winter though, because I think they're gonna. To be quite honest, I think the single player campaign, they're probably done with that, and they know where all the money is now, and it's in Grand Theft Auto Online.
So so maybe a shorter campaign.
Yeah, or even if the campaign's buggy, they realize that the Grand Theft Auto Online is like what everyone wants, and they're just gonna release it, and they'll fix the bugs later.
I can see that. How about you,
Yeah.
Nick? What do you think? Are you a big Grand Theft Auto guy?
To be, I don't know. 5 never really grabbed me. I mean, it did, but it didn't. And I'm not exactly sure why. Because I mean, when I play it, I had fun playing it. I was fine. It was probably my favorite area that it recovered because I always thought the San Andreas one was always superior. So I thought this would have been a slam dunk going back to this area, but for whatever reason, it just didn't grab hold of me like the other ones did. So I'm kind of curious how I'm going to feel about this one.
Any
I don't know
opinions
if I
on whether it
wanna try
releases
it.
this year or not?
I don't really have one just because it's.
How many teams do they have there, though? I mean, if you think they have the Red Dead team, and then you have they literally have only been supporting online. What is the rest of those people? They had to have been working on Grand Theft Auto forever. Like, that game has been on sale since PS3.
Yeah, it came out in
that's wild.
2013. I mean, that's
It's
like,
been on 3 console generations.
It's
Yeah.
clearly they've been working on it. I feel like they've been working on it. I'm kind of with Dave. I think it does come out.
I think it mostly works, and
They skipped a whole generation.
Yeah.
Really, technically, except for Red Dead 2.
have you read any of the rumors about the price?
Oh, we'll get that in a minute.
Yeah.
Oh,
How about you, Aaron? What are your thoughts on it releasing, not releasing? Are you a fan of the game series?
Well, so the only series I actually really liked was Vice City. That one was probably my favorite. The OG PS2 game, that was really good. I didn't play much of San Andreas. I got 5, and I was just like, all right. It's Grand Theft Auto. I get it. Beat up some hookers, take some cars.
Jeez.
Beat up
This is so
hookers with
passé.
cars.
Yeah.
Do
It's
some
just-
nose candy.
Yeah.
Day in the life of young Aaron Stell.
Well, well, it's just I mean, on a serious note, I think it's gonna drop this year. I mean, I'm thinking more towards the end of the year because they had a long fucking time to do it. I mean, yeah, it could be in the summer, but who knows? I honestly think more it's gonna be more towards the end of the year because that's where a lot of people buy video games, and what better way to do it than at the end of the year when everybody's doing mad dashes to the store or online for Cyber Monday or whatever it may be. And
Could you imagine being a game like Rockstar where you drop in the winter and no one else releases a game during Christmas because of you?
oh,
Yeah.
That's wild.
I could.
It's like, everyone gives you like a 2 or 4 week berth either side,
Right.
like a month either side of you.
I've played pretty much all the main titles in the franchise. I've been up and down over. I beat them all.
Yeah.
I like them to all degree. This is the one I'm most hyped for. Finally, a female lead character in a main titled game. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the craziness of Florida.
Florida.
I'm kind of
With
excited.
that nice
yeah, Florida,
GTA.
It looks the
spin.
best it's ever looked, like character wise stuff. I'm kind of excited for this. It has been a while since I've been actually excited for a Grand Theft Auto, so I am excited and I am hopeful that it comes out this year. Now to what
Sure that's-
to what Dave was saying, and if it does drop in Christmas, dude, they're possibly $100 game. Like, you're talking about the
Yes.
inflation of the game of games
People will buy
going
it.
to your standard price of $100 for this game. Because it's cost them so much. It's been in development for so long. all the shit that's going on in the world.
I think that might be a deal breaker for me. It's like,
It's wild.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I've had problem with $70.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing is,
And that's just an
remember-
average price hike that's been overdue for like over a decade, probably. Seriously.
Yeah, and you talk about like we're all guys that have decent jobs and make
I remember going into Fred Meyer's when I was a
Yeah.
kid and seeing Super Mario Brothers 3 for $49.99 at Fred Meyer's. You know, like
Yeah,
things haven't changed that much.
No, they really haven't.
but yeah, $100. That's like, oh, that's a bit of a jump from even 70, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a pretty big
It's like-
jump.
Yeah,
I mean, if you look at it, I mean, some games already are $100. That's their there's the deluxe, then there's the gold, and then there's the ultimate
Yeah.
edition.
Yeah,
you
you
know,
get
I
all
mean,
the-
they
yeah.
are selling
yeah,
them,
with DLC and stuff. Yeah,
but to
That
have
will be
just
It
kind
a
of
comes
weird, though,
with
when you see
shark
that-
cards
What
or
was it?
shark
Oh,
money,
yeah.
whatever they call it.
Nick, what
Oh
was it?
yeah.
I was going to say that will be pretty weird when you see a 40% off seasonal sale and it'll be basically regular price.
Yeah, right. Regular price.
Except it's Grand Theft Auto, so it won't go on sale for a couple of years.
Right.
It's a game series where I've never finished one of the games.
Well, that was my next question, Jared. Like, what would it take you to get into this game finally? Like, does it have? Is there anything it could do, or are you just it's hopeless? There's no point.
Well, I don't know. Something about the control scheme, like I don't know. Rockstar's always been a little rocky on like how the game feels to play.
Yeah, it
Even,
never
even like the
quite
Red Dead
flows.
games don't feel very great to play. Just I like the setting, and that's what gets me to go to those games. But like I don't know, city life and drugs and cops and all that stuff. I've never really been into that kind of setting.
Sci-fi,
So,
fantasy.
yeah. I like sci-fi, fantasy, that kind of stuff. Or even like old western, whatever, that country story. Like there's a lot of the locations in Red Dead make me think of where I grew up. It's like that kind of thing. There's connections in some ways. And
What Jared is saying is that
Well,
he
yeah,
lives
because
Grand Theft
Kepner-
Auto.
Yeah,
Jared
every
lives in
day.
the hood. Every day he's fucking fighting, so he
yeah,
doesn't want to
you hear
deal with
nothing but gunfire.
He's
around
like
here.
Aaron. They're dealing with hookers and blow every day. He
Yeah.
just doesn't
Poor
want to deal
Aaron.
with it.
Jared's pulling
What is-
people out of cars and
Yeah,
Beating the shit out of them.
I drive a new car every day.
Dave, what do you? I know you're probably the biggest fan of this series in the group. What are you hoping for? What would you like to see?
I've kind of deliberately kept away from like spoilers and stuff.
Sure.
But I am really looking forward to it. My only concern, really, and I find this with a lot of games, is it's going to be too big, if you know what I mean. And as much as it's cool having these like massive worlds, and there's people out there that'll spend many hours, and that's the whole reason they'll spend many hours in there. It's like, I think the only game I can think of that managed to pull that off and still hold my interest was Assassin's Creed Origins. Was it Origins, the one that was like,
That's
think it
Egypt,
was.
and then
yeah, that was the Egypt
Mhm.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Odyssey is
So-
the.
Oh no, Odyssey is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed, that was a game where it was big. But to be quite honest, a lot of the games that, that was the problem I had with Horizon Forbidden West. It was kind of like a big play area and there wasn't much interest in it. And it's like, I'm not that interested in doing the same, like, capture the flag mission 20 different places over the map, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Mhm.
But Rockstar's never quite been like that in most of their games. Yeah, they have this stupid shoot all the pigeons, which I did because I platinumed Grand Theft Auto 4.
Yeah, that took you a minute.
And I was actually close to platinum in Grand Theft Auto 5, and I just looked at the amount of time it would take me, and I was just like, no. There were one or two trophies. I just was like, no, that's a little ridiculous. But I don't know. I think I get the feeling like the single player campaign will probably fade away a little bit. Well, not fade away, but it'll become more of almost a tutorial for the online. But I don't know if you've been on Grand Theft Auto 5 online like recently, and it's amazing like what games people have made out of that game engine on the online engine. Like kind of racing stunt racer games and all sorts of stuff. Because I always enjoyed the one where it was like, what was it, stunters versus snipers, and you had the cars. You had like a container floating in the air, and the snipers were stood on it, and you had cars that you would drive and jump between
I
these
think
two
I remember
things,
that.
and you had to knock the snipers off. So it's like it was really hard because obviously if you're a sniper, it's really hard to hit a moving target, and if you're a car, it was really hard to get the acceleration just right that you knocked a load of people off the container and killed them.
If
Yeah,
it is,
that's nuts.
here's a question: if it is $100, doesn't online have to be ready at launch?
For that, yeah, it would have to be.
I feel like it'd have to be.
Yeah, I don't think there's any story that could justify.
Because if you remember the original launch of Grand Theft Auto 5, it didn't launch with online until
Yeah.
later. It was like a few months later, maybe. I don't remember at the time, but it didn't launch with online at launch. So, like, I feel like it would have to for that price.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It's and it's kind of nice. They're not trying to support any old hardware this time round.
I mean,
But
it's still
having
it's still like a certain, it's like a time exclusive for PlayStation, I think. But that's
Yeah.
how Grand Theft Auto has always been.
I
They've
think
always
what's
had kind of a partnership there.
cool though is,
Mhm.
I mean, the original one, not original one, Grand Theft Auto 5 looked great when it released on the consoles it released on, and they've only improved it over time. I mean, it's not like when you look at it, it doesn't look like a game from 2013 or whatever. So
Nick, Aaron, what is your interest level in Grand Theft Auto 6? So Aaron doesn't really care. Nick?
I want to be careful with some of my. Well,
No.
no,
you're
it's
going to
just 'cause-
offend Rockstar.
You offend Rockstar.
no,
They have all the
because-
money.
Right.
No, it was more because Dave said he hadn't looked at any spoilers or anything, so I don't know
Spoiler
what
away,
his.
okay.
No, I just like the idea that it's going to be bigger than just Spice City this time, so I'm kind of intrigued by that.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I mean that's kind of why I always like San Andreas is because it wasn't just one city; you had 3 cities, and now you have like
Right.
I think that's like
Bigger
this way
area.
of the entire state. I wonder if they I wonder if it's too late, but they rename the Gulf something else, or it's like a topical thing. Because like if it's
Oh.
Florida and it's Gulf of
Yeah.
Mexico, what does it become in Grand Theft? Like, do they do some kind of, because it Grand Theft Auto has always been some
Probably Gulf of
satirical,
Florida.
and poking fun at what's going on in the world.
Mhm.
And I'd be curious to see if they make a joke, if it's too late for them to adjust for that.
I wouldn't surprise.
Might have some in the
Super-
pocket.
Very good point, though. One of the things I'd probably really enjoy. Be interesting to see how the radio stations have evolved.
Mm-hmm.
Because Grand Theft Auto has
Um,
always been known for that, haven't they? The like snarky commentary and
Or like, how do they pivot? Like, do they pivot because of who won the election? Do they make some other writing
do they
choices
have enough-
and then go back
they
and
have enough
rewrite
time?
stuff? What, Nick? Sorry.
Oh well, because I was going to bring up when Grand Theft Auto 3 launched, because I mean, granted, we're talking about a PS2 era game, so I don't know how much time it took to do that, but they completely reskinned all their police cars just due to 9/11, and I think it released like maybe a couple months after that in late 2001. They reskinned them just because of 9/11 because they originally looked like actual NYPD cars, and they reskinned them to just kind of look a little bit more generic.
See. Like,
So,
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah.
they are fairly topical in that sort of sense, but I mean, in terms of what kind of time they would need to.
it'll be interesting to see. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jared could be right. It could just get delayed. and that's
I
very-
am curious how many days it will be after they launch that or multiple celebrities will be suing them for likeness. There, even
Yeah.
in the
Oh, man.
trailers, there was that dude with all the tats on his face and stuff who was trying to sue Rockstar.
I would just
You
put a
know,
commercial
it's so
out
quick.
that said "didn't work for her."
Post Malone.
Didn't work for
Yeah.
her. No, there's a guy in
No, it
there's a
was
guy
some
in Florida
Florida
who
guy.
looks
Oh, that's right.
the
The
Joker
Florida guy. I
guy
remember
or
that.
something. Like
Oh,
he has
yeah,
a tattoo
yeah,
on his
yeah,
face.
now I
Yeah,
remember.
he's already suing.
But that's going to happen so hard. And also, I wanted to point out that as of November, the last sales report was 205 million units of GTA 5 have sold. One
Insane.
of the greatest selling games in
205 million
time.
units. I mean,
That's mind-boggling.
like that's just crazy if you said it was $1 a unit. Which
Yeah.
it isn't.
I would like to
obviously,
know what
but-
the shark card amount is.
Oh, jeez, how much money they made off of those
Oh, gosh,
205 million units? Because, I mean,
Billions.
yeah, that's absurd. I'm sure lots of people are playing the online or just buying the game for the online mode, but like that's not even counting how many people have rebought it, used, and are playing the online store. And also, didn't they sell GTA Online separately?
Yes, they currently are still. Yeah,
Yeah,
Rockstar
so-
separated it out of all out of Red Dead too.
Yeah,
But we got it. So like I bought it for the PS3 initially, and then I did. I think they gave it away for free on PS Plus way back when it launched.
yeah, I have it. I think.
Yeah.
And that's the last time I played it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just a
Same here.
moneymaker. It's been
Oh,
making
yeah.
money for so long.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm more curious about how all that's going to go versus the Nintendo Switch 2. I am super curious what the numbers are going to do, what people are going to do, what this
Yeah.
title is going to be. It's definitely the big anomaly of the year.
I kind of agree with you. I think the Switch 2 is like it's going to sell. It'll
A known
do
Yeah, it's
quantity.
going to
well.
sell.
Yeah.
You
It's
know
not-
what it's going to be.
it's
You know,
not
there's
gonna
going to be
be-
Mario and this.
There's
and
no
that, you know.
surprise.
Yeah.
It's not going to bring anyone. It's not going to be like a runaway success, but it's not going to be a runaway failure.
Yeah,
Whereas
it's not
the
gonna
real
It's,
sell
question
it's gonna
is,
live.
is the
It's gonna
Switch
live comfortably in the shadow
Yeah.
of the original Switch.
Yes.
Right.
Because the Switch original came out
And it was
or
like, what?
had big releases during COVID. Like some of those big games that came out, it never would have been so big without.
And that was
COVID.
during all that
Like Animal
product
Crossing.
supply chain issue crap.
Yeah.
Oh,
and-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that the Switch came out at the perfect time, and I'm not saying it's a bad system. It did exactly what it came out to do, and it did it
Yeah.
pretty well.
I'm saying it's a bad system.
Yeah. For a non-Nintendo fan, I like just you getting it was.
Did I say I wasn't gonna fucking buy that piece of shit? Yeah, anyway.
But yeah,
couldn't tell.
GTA is absolutely the thing to watch the news
Mystery.
because it's gonna do stuff
All right.
and
let's
it's gonna
Just
ruffle
not
some
on the Switch
feathers.
2.
All right. Let's switch to the last little topic. So in the last couple weeks, PlayStation. If we did, I don't know if we ever talked about it on the show, but like Concord was this live service game that came out for like a couple weeks, died.
yes.
They thought about
I think I
retooling it.
blinked and
They
I
didn't.
missed it.
They didn't retool it. They canceled it. They turned it off, and they got rid of the studio. They shuttered the studio.
Really?
And now because of that, everyone's scared of. Well, PlayStation's very scared of live service games, and in the last couple weeks, they've shut down 3. They canceled 3. So there was the one at Ben Studio that we don't know much about at all. The one at Blue Point, who is usually the studio that does the remakes, the high-end remakes like Demon Souls and Shadow
They
of the
have
Colossus.
such potential, and they shoved that in their lap.
So they were
I was
making
so disappointed to
they were
hear
making
doing a
some
live
God of War
service.
live service game that got
Oh
canceled.
yeah, I heard about that. That got
That
canceled.
is the best news, is that they're not.
Yeah, they're not
working
making it.
on a
And
live service game.
then I don't know who was making it, but the Horizon Zero Dawn MMO got canceled. I guess all these games were about a year and a half, 2 years into like kind of development. So like,
I feel like the Horizon
little
one
late.
is its own kind of thing because they had that Lego Horizon Adventures that came out about the same time, and it just didn't it did all right, but it wasn't very popular, and it went down in
I think
price
Sony
very
really
quickly.
wants Horizon to be a franchise, and it's like
Yeah.
a widespread franchise, and I just think it's not really. It's just a game, successful game.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Let it be.
yeah. I
Right.
mean, it's got
Some
good.
games have it, some games don't. That one kind of me.
Yeah, and apparently the sequel didn't sell quite as well as the first one.
Right.
No.
Yeah. No,
But-
I agree with you. They just want it to be a franchise, and it's like the first one was great. The second one was a bit bloated, and it's kind of like I don't see really where you go from there, if you know what I
Then they
mean.
did a VR game.
Yeah, even with the VR.
Didn't do
Yeah, I
well.
wanna
VR
play
didn't
that.
do so hot. Then they did the Lego game, and then they canceled this MMO game. I think they realized that Horizon is not the franchise to be pushing. But my bigger question here is the live service thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. A lot of them are failing. We're not going to talk about the one we're playing right now, but it failed pretty fucking miserably.
Yeah.
There's been some successes though. Helldivers, is success. Fortnite's crazy successful. It can be
Apex
successful,
Legends was a big one.
but
I
What-
feel like the problem is that there are some really big successful ones in the market now, and it's like it's very hard to dislodge like GTA Online or Fortnite, for example, and also like especially games like Fortnite where they've pulled in other franchises into the kind of
sure.
orbit. It's just very
Lego.
hard to do something. I think Helldivers was one of those cases of there were a lot of kind of Destiny-esque players who were out there who were just looking for something.
Well, it
something
also,
new.
I think Helldivers didn't necessarily need to be live service. Like the original
No.
Helldivers, not so much. Just kind of drop in and playing kill shit, maybe some DLC.
Yes.
And they added that kind of live service element, but they did it smartly and they did it cheaply.
Yes, I think that was the other thing. They did it cheaply and they were flexible about it.
And like making an addition to their game, not what their game was. I think that game, even if that game launched as a standalone game, instead of 2 factions, just the 3 factions, and you just were playing
Yes.
it'd probably still be really successful,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I actually think that the kind of the passes and the whatever they call it, I forget what they're called, but it gives you a reason to keep playing. And it shows that they're like, engaging with their community, and
I think that's what gives it the longevity. But to be quite honest, what gets it going in the first place is that
Good
the game
mechanics.
mechanic is fun.
Yeah.
Their weapons handle really well. You drop down on the planet, kill everything, complete the missions, and then evacuate. It's just fun. It's all really well done. It's like Destiny and the gunplay. It's like
And Destiny was a good one too for the longest time.
Yeah.
As a live service game, but then, Bungie went and fucked up, and then Sony had to clean up their mess, and that's another live service mess they have on their hands that's sinking.
I think the other problem
Yeah.
with Destiny is it just
Right.
gone for so long that you had so many different multiple layers. It kind of became just unplayable to someone who hadn't played it, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of
Like
question
Helldivers, a newbie can jump in and they kind of get the idea.
stumble
and-
through it for a little while until they understand. Just
I know,
like
but
any
it's like
game.
you've
Yeah.
not got 20 different currencies and people
Mm.
that you need to visit to get this and that.
Yeah.
It's like you're on your ship. There's 2 computers, one which does your loadout, one which does
Mhm.
your ship and your
Mhm.
support weapons, and then there's a map where you choose what you want to do.
Well, I got a question for Nick here, who plays games with multiple current. Don't you have a couple like mobile games that are like they're basically live service games that drag on and on and on and on?
Yeah, there's no end to them.
Yeah, what keeps you going? What makes it a good game versus a bad one? Have you tried other ones that are bad, and like what can you? Why is the crack on the current one you have so good?
I don't know, just more because there's a lot of growth potential, I guess, for me. That
You don't feel like you've like played it out and you're just stale, like you can keep going. There's still a.
I mean, yeah, there's still I mean, there's like people that I play with that are just like well beyond my whatever abilities that I have, and it's just like, gosh, I look at them and I'm like, gosh, I wish I could kind of be on their level at some point, but I also realize they probably spent money on it. Where
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like you could be
That's
there
always the case.
Yep.
yeah,
only for
Have you- have-
$99.99.
Have you spent any money on it?
I have,
See?
but I mean,
He's
it's
not-
been
he's not.
about well over a year or so, and I mean, at this point, it's just more of like kind of a daily distraction or time killer or something, like something
At this
to
point,
do
a
when-
habit.
Yeah, it's like a habit / something to do during work breaks and stuff.
Hmm.
Right.
I know Aaron does some of the collecting card game stuff online and your mobile stuff, but you don't really. You play those for like a hot minute and then you're off, right? You don't really.
Yeah,
or
then
have
you
you
switch
stuck
to the
around with the
next one.
Pokemon one? Have you spent any money? Like,
I have not spent any money on on Pokemon I mean, so there's one of the games I play, but I don't really spend my money per se. It's the what it is
My
is
mom's
the
money? You got a credit card?
no.
the
It's a
pet
survey.
plans,
Google
like-
surveys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Google surveys it gives you currency, Google Play money, and I use that.
I see.
Only,
Interesting.
but so I don't use my money on it.
And
But
what keeps you engaged in the game to keep you doing these surveys?
you can actually use that currency for anything else in the Google web. You can buy music on there, you can buy movies or whatever on there, but that's kind of nice that you can actually not use your own money because I don't know
But
about
what
you,
about
but
the game keeps you engaged to keep doing that?
I think
It's
it's
not
just
really a game. Here go surveys.
No, he does the Google surveys.
to get
Oh,
the
it's
money
like-
to buy it.
okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
think
I
it's
get
just
that.
because it's like they have sometimes the game I'm playing has a good deal where it's like $1.99 or $1.99 to buy this, and I'm like I have dollar blank, so I just gotta do this survey thing or buy
Mhm.
whatever to build up my Senate, my point, my
Is it
pennies or
weird that
whatever.
you're playing a game and then they're gaming you to work for them? Does that ever get to you? No.
Well, it's not my money.
But it is your time.
It's Google's money. It
It
is
is
my
your-
time.
Time is
It
money.
is my time. Yeah, but I mean, I don't always spend it. I
No, I'm not.
Honest-
I'm
yeah.
not saying it's a bad thing. Whatever.
get what you're saying. But yeah, it's
I guess I'm just like
Jared,
you
played
enjoy the
yourself.
I'm
game.
taking Google's money.
What
so.
I'm saying is you're enjoying the game enough to when it
Mhm.
gets to that point, like, okay, I'll do the survey to continue
Yeah.
playing the game. And I was just curious,
Yeah.
what is it about the game that keeps you the crack? Like, what is it about the
What
game
games?
that's... What game is this?
Oof.
Yeah,
Well,
why are we not
it's-
doing a mobile minute on it?
I played it before. It's mobile. It's Marvel Strike Force.
Oh,
I've done
okay.
it before.
All right.
I still
you
play
did.
that one.
So what is the
I did that
crack on
many-
that one that you like so much?
I think it's just the fact you. I don't know anymore, honestly.
Just doing
I
it.
really don't know.
Just blind.
It's kind of muscle memory at this point. I don't know why I do it. I
think
really
it's
don't know
comfort. I think a
anymore.
lot of these these
Mhm.
live service
Yeah.
games at a certain point, it's a low barrier to entry. You've been playing it for so long, you feel comfortable
Mhm.
there. And it's like,
yeah,
okay,
Rocket League is that for me. It's like
Yeah.
it's
That's about
just
right.
junk food game. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's
you can sit
fun.
there and
I mean,
think,
it's not
I
not
really
fun.
enjoy it. Yeah,
Well, the thing is, like the I will admit though, even with that, I see some deals on the game, that Marvel game, like holy shit, like $100. Like who spends that
Oh,
much
right.
money?
Lots of people.
But Dave, like if
Yeah.
Google
Yeah, Dave,
popped
on Grand
into
Theft Auto
Rocket
6
League
when
and
it
said,
comes out.
"Hey, for if you
$100
if you do this survey, this little like quick 2-minute survey, we'll give you however many, like basically
Yeah.
$5." Would you do it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Get some new wheels.
Get some new. You probably get a whole new skin for your car or a whole new
Yeah.
car.
I probably would, honestly.
If it was the only way to get it, then definitely. But if it's
Oh,
like
okay.
you know,
I mean, it doesn't
I
cost you
don't
anything
really know.
except time. 2 minutes.
Hmm.
I know, but you know me, I'm not really
Oh,
a
I know,
big
I know.
cosmetic person, so it
100%.
probably wouldn't, it
I
wouldn't
was just
be my
curious. I was just
wheelhouse,
curious. Yeah.
I think the big one I saw recently was X Defiant,
Oh yeah.
because like that seemed to be one that, you know,
And a pretty
We
good
had some
game
fun with
actually.
that.
yeah, I'd heard
felt good to
reasonably
play.
good
Not bad.
things about it, and it seemed like there was some buzz, you know, because obviously like Concord just like fell on its face, but like X Defiant is one where I thought it felt like it might have enough momentum to carry it, you know.
I think
So-
Ubisoft is just in a very precarious place, and because of the other not success of their other
Yeah.
games this year, last year actually, they felt that they couldn't really just keep supporting it. You know, Star Wars didn't do what
Yeah.
it needed to do. The other Skull and Bones fucking tanked.
Yeah.
You know.
So there was a comment from Naughty Dog that I was recalling, where they were working on a live service game as well, and it wasn't it seems like it was progressing okay, and then it was essentially a decision like, are we going to be solely a live service game studio because these things require so much work, or are we gonna resume making like single player narrative games? And inevitably they want to make stories
Right.
instead of
Yeah, and
online game for the rest of their life.
And to bring it back, that circles nicely back to Rockstar, doesn't it? Because
Yeah.
essentially they've become
Yeah, exactly. It's so
an
much
online
work.
service game.
Well, I also think it's the push out of Jack Ryan, whatever his name is, whoever the PlayStation guy is who proposed all this live service shit
Yeah.
for everybody.
Oh yeah.
Is that who that is? Anyway, like
Jim
I feel
Ryan.
like that it was just like once
Jack,
that
yeah.
started failing, it just seemed like let's just focus on what we're supposed to be doing. We're like a single player studio. Like let's just do what we do and stop.
Tell a good story, have a good
So,
game
like,
mechanic.
Yeah, I think all these games, all these other live service games basically came up for review, and they were looking at them as like, no one wants this.
Yeah, I still remember shaking my head at the announcement that they were working on like 15 live service games or whatever the hell that was. I'm like, no.
Jesus.
And
no,
that's
no.
that's the other thing is it's like even if you really love a live service game, you talk to people, they'll play two. Like I'm got back into Helldivers a bit, and I'm playing Rocket League. I couldn't. Maybe I could. There'd be a third game I got into, but probably not. There's only so many live service games you can play, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Yeah, I played a little. 2 matches at Helldivers with Dave
Yeah.
this week.
I feel
Nice.
like it's a bit like gambling as well. It's like, live service games. If you hit a home run, you hit it really big.
Oh, yeah.
Like Helldivers. But the chances of you hitting a home run are a lot less than if you just have a solid single, story-based game or a more traditional game.
It's also one of those things that like, are you going to sustain in the long
Yes.
run? Like PUBG was the shit, huge. That game isn't doing so hot. Are they working on a sequel? Do people want a sequel? Like that's got to
Yeah.
be a thing that you got to question right now at PUBG. Like
When was the last time you saw PUBG in the headlines?
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that game's
Ga-
still up. It's still running. There's still people
Mhm.
playing it. They still do
And
updates
the
to
mobile,
it.
I'm sure the mobile game of it's doing
Sure.
well.
But like, are they full bore in the sequel? Is a sequel gonna pop off like the first one? No. No,
Yeah.
I don't think. I would be so sketch. I would like. I'd be looking for something else to work on. I don't think PUBG 2 is going to be.
I also feel like Fortnite is the exception, not the rule. 'Cause
Oh yeah,
I don't know if you've ever seen any of those YouTube videos where they go on.
that's
to
not a home run,
online-
Dave. That's like we won.
Yeah,
We won life and.
no, exactly. But what
It's
I was
just a
going to
part
say.
of culture. Yeah.
Have you ever seen any of
Right.
those YouTube game videos where people log on to old games 10 years later and there's like one person playing them?
Oh, right.
or Whatever.
I haven't
It's like-
seen that, but
That's
that's
I have.
awesome.
That's
I
what
watched
happens.
I watched a World of Warcraft one where this guy
Yeah.
was he logged into one of the old servers and there's
Is that
just
the guy
one
who was
dude farming gold.
Yeah. and he bought him some. He
Yeah.
bought him a new computer.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that
It's
one.
fucking
Nice.
hilarious.
Ah, okay.
Because his old
This is-
computer was a potato, and he couldn't barely do anything, so he just hung out in this world by himself. Anyway,
He
pretty
just
funny.
liked it. Yeah, it's a really good video, and the guy,
That's cool.
and he's like Polish or something, so he has to get a friend or someone who speaks.
No, I
the
think this
language.
is just
Talk to him
Spanish,
or-
actually.
Was it just Spanish? But yeah,
Yeah. Anyway,
That's
pretty
cool.
funny.
Yeah, I like stories like that.
It's funny too, because like Bryn hasn't been playing ESO in like months.
She's been
and
on
then
it.
this weekend she went hard.
Yeah,
You know, so, like,
Dang.
Like sometimes you come back,
Mm.
you go away for a while, you come back, and
ESO is fun though. I love ESO.
I know,
I'd
but
love
the
to get
thing-
back into it someday, but it's just
the
so
thing
much
about
work.
that
it's
is-
so massive.
It
You got
is.
companions now, and
I even bought like not the most recent DLC, but the like 2 DLCs ago, and I bought it. I think I haven't even touched it yet. I
And that's the
I have a
thing,
lot
every-
of content to get through.
with live service
Mhm.
games, it's like okay, so you bring someone back because there's an update or whatever, but you never bring back 100% of your
right,
players. It's
right.
always a subset. So eventually, it does. You know, people move on to new stuff. It's
I think
just-
Fortnite is the
yeah,
exception to that. You know,
yeah.
like for some reason they maintain, they keep spending money. I mean, I'd be interested to know how much money they spend because all the licensing of all the characters.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Like I'd be curious. I mean, I know they're making hand over fist, but they're still spending a lot
Yeah.
of money. I would say.
keep that machine
Yeah.
running. Is like,
Yeah.
and I mean, really, they are the exception. The golden goose. You
Mhm.
know, I can't think of any other game that's close to them.
Isn't Minecraft a live service game?
True, Minecraft is probably
Essentially, yeah. My kids play a lot of the online stuff for Minecraft, but most of that stuff was user generated. There's like huge hubs full
Yeah.
of tons of different games that were all user generated, and they're tons of fun for them. They love
There's
it.
a lot of
They
that. There's a
always
lot of
love
that in Fortnite though now too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
they have a
cool.
massive user generated games. You have games.
Huh.
Yeah, they have. Wasn't it? What game was it? Wasn't it Alan Wake? Like the first level of Alan Wake is in Fortnite. I don't know. They did like a
Huh.
whole. Yeah, there's like all kinds of weird shit in Fortnite
Interesting.
now. Just
surprise me.
to follow Minecraft really quickly. Did you guys? We didn't have to talk about this, but like that Notch is gonna create quote unquote
Yeah,
Minecraft
he's
2,
working on a game again.
a new
yeah.
game. But yeah,
Yeah, new game.
that's wild.
Well,
got-
I think he's
got
even
tired of
said
being
he's
rich.
not going to create Minecraft 2. There's no way anything could
No.
ever follow that.
Right.
He's gonna kind of do his own thing.
Which is
Yeah.
what
I
he
think
always
the other
did
thing
anyway.
though is, I just looked up the release date of Fortnite, and it was only 2017. So it hasn't.
Dang.
It's been around
8
for
years
a
old.
while, but by the same token, it hasn't.
Well, I think that's the official release date, but I think the game was in early access.
Yeah, the wave-based one.
No, I think actually the so they beta tested the wave based one. It failed. They pivoted and did the battle royale.
They saw
The-
that PUBG had a really
Right.
good thing going on.
So then Battle Royale was in early access for a long time, and then I think they
Mhm, I
officially
remember that.
released the wave-based game on 2017. Because I owned the wave-based game.
Yeah, Save the World and Battle Royale were released in 2017. As
Yeah, but
early-
when was the first time Battle Royale was early accessed?
that was when it was early access. Was 2017.
Oh, was it? Oh, that's
Okay,
way earlier than I
interesting,
thought. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, maybe Fortnite. Maybe we just feel like it's been forever.
I mean, that's what 7, 8 years now.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
My, how time flies.
But then you compare that to Minecraft. I mean, Minecraft's been around since like 09.
it's
is it?
15 years old.
Yeah.
They just celebrated their 15th birthday.
And then you talk about Grand Theft Auto Online.
Yeah, which Minecraft is the greatest selling video game of all time. I think GTA must be like the second one.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
That wouldn't
no,
surprise me.
Well, I don't think those games are going to go away, but I do like that Concord died to kind of reprieve us from the onslaught of just shit fucking licensed.
I'm
live service
glad. I'm
games.
glad Sony has reevaluated
Yes.
their bullshit, and nobody else
Mhm.
really took charge in that. I mean, there's other companies making free-to-play live service games and all that stuff. That will be endless for a long time.
you think-
Everybody wants that gold mine.
Do you think people just got burnt as well by like some of the earlier like I'm specific example I think of is Anthem,
Oh, yeah.
which wasn't necessarily a live service game, but
It's
you
like
know,
service enough. But yeah.
it was definitely one of the big,
I think that's the
one of the most
early
high
I think that's
profile.
I think that's the
kind of
early
first
ramp. I don't
gen,
think
yeah.
that's the pinnacle, though. I think right now, I think Concord, like you look at the release
Oh,
of
yeah.
Marvel Rivals, basically an Overwatch 2
I was
clone,
still going strong.
and that's a fucking
the
massive game.
announcement
Yeah.
of 15 live service games was already too late.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying is like Anthem was the canary in the coal
Yeah.
mine, where it's like,
Yeah, but that's what
Mhm.
that's like. Isn't that pre-COVID?
yes,
Way
Yeah, I
before
don't think
COVID.
I feel like there was already a bunch of live service games that were failing back then. I guess I feel like that was
Yeah.
more of
but that one got a real big hype train, and like,
but it's EA and
they
Biohazard.
really didn't. They
Mhm.
really didn't follow up, and it's like a lot of people probably thought,
I disagree, kind of, because I feel like if they had just focused on it, I think they could have righted that ship. I think the
Oh, I
mechanics of that game
Like, it
are
had
so
potential.
strong. I think the
100%.
mechanics. I think the
100%
mechanics of that game are
agree,
so
but-
fucking strong. They could have righted that ship, and I think EA just bailed on it. I don't think it's like some of these other games.
no, but the fact that they bailed on it with like people were like, do I really want to spend $60 for a live service game that may or may not be supported in 6 months or a year?
Mhm.
Well,
When the
that's
whole point of
that's the
game
risk
is-
of a live service game, I guess.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
I mean, Destiny was a $60 game, live service game. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's what they were trying to go after, the Destiny people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they call the Destiny killers what they were trying to deem it.
And I
but
think that's the
obviously-
problem with the game. They probably should have gone a different direction with it. But like, man, I still think about it. Like, and when Jason brought it up in the Discord the other day,
Mhm.
it's like, God, I love playing that game. I wish there was some DLC or something to go
It
back
felt,
to.
It felt really good. It
That was
just
amazing.
the world just felt a little empty, didn't it? That was
After you beat it, yeah.
Yeah, and I just needed some more stuff to do.
yeah. It just needed a bit more depth.
And then and its weapons needed to be tweaked and stuff. But I
Sure,
loved
yeah.
getting into those fucking little suits and
That was great.
That
I
was
had a
pretty
ton of fun
awesome.
with it,
Mhm.
anyway.
Yeah.
Thanks guys for the discussion.
Yeah,
Oh
I
hey
think
Nick,
that
you gonna play Fallout 76? Because that's a fun mess of a game.
was-
But they righted the ship on that one.
yeah. People
Did
people
they?
really
I don't
like
know.
it.
I
Yeah.
didn't really notice. I mean, just
Well, you would have to
I
have
think-
played. You would have to have played the launch version to understand where it is now.
right. I mean, I only heard about the hot mess that it was when it first launched, and it's like, ew.
And that's supposed to be a lot of fun. And that still has players. A lot of content always dropping for it.
They have their Fortnite mode of it too.
I'm surprised you don't play it.
I mean, I did play it once, but
It's
wait, is it
exact. It's
Nick?
everything that
Discover
you.
it?
It's everything that you like about Fallout.
Except
Maybe.
there's other people.
This
Yeah,
from
but
the
you just. But like that's the fun thing about it. Like in a wasteland, you avoid other people. Like when you're in the apocalypse, you avoid other people because
Exactly.
other people might kill you. So you just stay away.
Yeah.
But if you're a noob, people like throw items at
This
you.
is true. People will help you.
They'll give you a bunch of shit.
Mhm.
You should get
And
into
not
it,
the
Nick.
bad kind of shit.
You should try and move on from your Fallout 3 and 4 and Shelter. You should try and get into 76. You should try.
maybe.
You should try.
I mean,
Ian's
If you tr-
volunteering.
if
his
you
time to
try,
play
I will reinstall it. Jesus Christ.
it. There we go.
Mhm.
Well, if it's so great, why did you uninstall it?
Dude, I put like fucking 80, 100 hours into it. Like there's hours on YouTube of me playing it.
But why did you uninstall?
Because
no one else was
because no one
playing
else
it.
was playing it, and it's just like
Yeah.
it's lonely.
Uh,
The apocalypse is lonely, man.
Yeah, it's lonely.
It is.
I can only
I
jerk
remember
off
getting chased by
myself.
giant mosquitoes that were way over leveled for me behind Ian, just trying to go in his area. But
I never launched
you
a
know.
nuke. I did witness a nuke, but I never launched a nuke. I always wanted to launch a nuke. So you like search the world for code, and then when you get the code, then you can enter it into the nuke, and then it'll drop a nuke in the world, and it's the most impressive visual thing I've seen in a video game. And then after it drops, you get into your power armor, and then you march into the bomb area, and that's where the best loot is.
Huh. That's cool.
It's super cool concept, and they've only done nothing but fix it. But I would love to get back into it if I had people to play with. Anyway,
Okay.
it's a good game, Nick. I swear. 100%. Not like shit. It's not like a shitty
swear.
game that I think is funny and fun to play. It's like I think it's a good game. It's just as good as I think it's better than
I
actually think
liked
it's better
the
than
base building. The base building was fun.
Yeah. Anyway. Just trying to convince you to play a live service game, I guess. Which is it's whatever.
Okay.
A good way to end the live
Yeah.
service
Yep.
section, I guess.
All right. Let's just do some couch co-optionals
I
and
mean,
get out of here.
convince me to.
Oh, what? Go ahead, Nick.
I was gonna say, maybe we should try Helldivers 2 first before.
Maybe we
do the,
should. We did.
Yeah,
Yes. All right. Actually,
Most
Nick,
of us have purchased it.
before we get away from you, what beer won tonight? What battled?
Yeah.
It was actually a close one, but I think we're gonna go with the Oktoberfest.
2
Oh.
weeks in a row.
Yeah,
Nice.
this one is a lot closer though.
I do
Oh,
love
really?
Oktoberfest beers.
Yeah,
good.
Pretty
I mean,
watery.
It wasn't. What the?
The Oktoberfest was a bit more watery this week than the Sam Adams one. Trying to guess.
I guess the flavors weren't quite. I mean, it was still good, but I mean, they just weren't quite as. I mean, I kind of feel like Sam Adams Oktoberfest, kind of rightfully so, has its own following for whatever reason. It's just kind of like up there in terms of a U.S. Oktoberfest beer, and everybody else just is kind of just following behind, and that one's no different.
Cool. All right, let's do some couch co-optionals and get the fuck out of here. Jared, you got something for us?
Sure. I haven't read them yet. My daughter has, but The Dragon Prince has graphic novels. There's at least 3 of them
course.
that I know of, and she loved them a lot, and I plan on reading them soon.
Cool. All right.
Which
Dave?
daughter?
Which daughter?
Evie,
Evie.
yeah, the
Oh,
one
okay.
that can read.
The
Mhm.
Yeah,
electronic,
Kerrigan is going to start reading this year.
the electric vehicle. Read them, and
Yeah.
which I found funny, Jared, in your post of the cookies. It was E.V.
Yeah,
So it's like,
Ducking autocorrect.
yeah, that's what she wants me to type it as.
oh, that's funny. That's cool. That should be her tag. She just go around and like fucking, what do you ever call it?
Well, if it was up to her, she would just go by Snow Evie.
Oh, okay.
That's the character she draws.
That's no good.
Her ID.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sick.
So artists, they're pretty.
Have a
out
we have a
there
big
sometimes.
artists have a big thing about their alter egos. Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
I'm aware.
100%. Yeah.
Yes,
And
I
she's
do.
all there. Yeah.
Dave, what do you got?
I watched the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare
It's a good
for
movie.
about the 3rd or 4th time.
Oh, third or fourth time.
Yeah, I've watched
Nice.
it. I've watched it multiple times now, and I still can't believe that movie gets like a 6.8 or whatever, and it was a box office flop. Because it flies by. The characters are interesting, and
What's it
it's
called
like
And it's
action.
loosely based on a true story.
Yeah.
Very loosely.
What's it
but
called
loosely.
again?
The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, and it's based on the true story of the special operations executive set out to steal the supply boats that are supplying, or not set out, sink the supply boats that are supplying the German U-boat effort in the South Atlantic.
And the team is put together and kind of spearheaded by Ian Fleming, because he
Yeah.
who wrote the James Bond book. There's actually a dramatic movie about this. That
Yeah.
kind
Henry
of stuff.
Cavill is in this.
Yes,
Oh yeah,
it's great.
Okay.
It's a good
It's
movie.
a Guy Ritchie
Huh.
movie, so it's kind of if you like Lock, Stock, or Rock
But-
and Roller, or Snatch.
The idea
It's-
is that these are some of the characters that kind of he took source from for James Bond.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But it's
Okay.
just a
It's
great
great.
movie.
It's
It's fun. You don't. It's not like the deepest movie ever, but it's well acted. The action sequences are cool, and it's like the characters are interesting. It's a solid movie.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife would probably be into this. She loves all this historical World War II stuff right now.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
you should definitely watch it. It's a great
Okay.
ride.
Cool.
And if you like that, you should watch The Gentleman as well. That's another good Guy Ritchie movie. But
Which also has a show on Netflix.
yeah,
But watch the movie first.
Yeah, watch
Huh.
the movie first, but the show is great too.
Okay. Huh. What's the show called?
Gentlemen.
The Gentleman.
Okay. Maybe she's watched that already.
All right, Nick, what you got?
First off, just to go back to Jared, go buy some
Me?
cookies.
Go buy
From
some
eBay.
cookies.
Yeah. Oh.
Cookies.
I don't know the link, but I mean I've already bought mine.
Yeah,
But
The Girl Scout crack
Yeah.
dealers are
Mhm.
out in
Yeah,
force.
basically, yeah.
Very much.
So
Yeah. That's a long link to read out loud, but
right, but
it's there.
just make it happen.
Yeah. Girl Scout cookie season's here.
Yeah.
Support your local troop.
And also the other thing is something that none of you are gonna watch, but WWE has Royal Rumble this weekend, and I won't be home to watch it. Damn it!
Is
But-
Netflix doing that live?
Yeah,
'Cause
you
they're
watching
doing
any of
great-
that stuff?
No, that's still on Peacock.
Oh,
Oh,
but
okay.
the WWE live stuff is all what's on Netflix, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just their Raw is.
Oh, the Monday and White night.
That
yeah.
just means that all the subscribers that don't want to watch live stuff are going to be paying more for what they want to watch on their subscription. I'm excited.
Mhm.
Can't wait till those prices skyrocket for all the
Right.
live content that they're starting
And
to produce.
Netflix has announced the price increase, haven't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
$17.99, baby.
Few bucks.
$1
Yeah.
to $2
Yeah.
a month, depending on what tier you're on.
I think we're gonna start
Yeah.
rotating
And-
finally. I think we're gonna
yeah,
kill Netflix.
yeah,
and
we
start
might have
rotating.
to kill Netflix from time to time now. It's
And I
been a
haven't-
permanent fixture, but now it's just getting so expensive.
Mhm.
I haven't checked, but do they have a tier that offers
Ads.
now?
A giant cock
Something that
slapping you in the face. Yes, they do.
How much? Well, that's
It
what
makes
the
that
hike is for.
Ding, Netflix
so I just
noise.
noticed.
The sound of
Good
your
old
credit
notice
card
that,
swiping through the
dong.
machine. Sorry, Nick. Go ahead.
No, I just noticed when I was watching them once, it said your tier, your payment tier for live events will include commercials, and so now I'm just wondering. So, is there a payment tier now that eliminates commercials for live events? And I just haven't seen it yet?
I don't
baby.
know.
Let's
I don't
go.
know.
Is it?
I don't
Great.
know.
You can experience the joy that was the Tyson
Nick,
fight and the
You don't have
Oh,
enough
man,
tears. Let me
and-
slap you. Let me slap you with this cock.
Yeah, I know.
More tears.
Ba-boom.
Yeah, more tears coming out of my eyes.
Ba-bum.
yeah.
You're right, Nick. Or Aaron. Ba-bum.
Mhm. Yeah.
What is this
Uh,
about?
As my
Anyway.
mascara starts running.
Oh.
Anyway.
Where does it come from?
Oh,
yes. So, yes. Thank you, Nick, for that wrestling infused
Cock slap fight.
cock slap tears.
Yeah.
Aaron, what do you have for the couch co-op?
We can actually thank Jared for this one. Secret Level on Amazon Prime. Oh, man.
Did you have a favorite?
So far, it's been a toss-up between, I want to say, Eternium.
Oh, Eternium.
I like the Armored Core. That was a good one, too. Oh, man. I liked Armored Core. I liked the Eternium one. That one was just funny.
Is that the one with Schwarzenegger in it?
Yeah, he's like a guy who can't die. Like
Yeah.
nobody can die
It's like a
because it's
roguelike.
Eternium, and he's trying to like
It was so good.
And then when he gets his super high powered armor and like he shoots the king and like sauce, like
Yeah, it's so good.
and that was such a good one. The only one I wasn't a fan of was the Pac-Man one. I'm like, God,
Well, the
that's so
crazy
dark.
thing is, apparently a Pac-Man game like that came out.
Oh, it was announced. The one with
Was
the dude.
announced. Okay.
Yeah, that was announced at the Game Awards.
Yeah, the dude with the Pac-Man thing.
Yeah, that's a
following
real
him
thing.
around.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Interesting.
was so dark. I didn't like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, there's a game coming. It's not out
Yeah.
yet.
I did like the. I did
I'm-
like.
I'm curious.
The
Unreal
Space
Tournament,
Marine
too.
one I thought was sick.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. I like the. I kind of like the Unreal Tournament one too. That one was pretty
Yeah.
good.
I like
Like-
most of them. They all had
Yeah.
something to offer. That was a
Even
lot of fun.
the Sifu one was very short. I felt like it was like 5 minutes. I'm like,
They're all
I
short
blinked
films.
and it was
That's what they
over.
were. They're short films.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
a huge
well, no,
fan of
but-
animated short films. So this
But
this series was like made.
You
for
can
me.
binge it in like a night. Yeah, it's like a,
Yeah.
well, the thing was though, I felt like some felt longer than others. Like the Armored Core one
Oh,
felt
yeah.
a lot
Yeah, they were.
longer.
Yeah,
Eternium
yeah.
was.
They weren't all the
Mega
same,
Man was
for
like
sure.
8 minutes though. Like
Yeah,
it's pretty short.
and I wanted more. I want more Mega Man animated in that style
Well,
with that direction.
And that's the thing,
Exactly.
though. The Sifu one was good, but it's like it literally felt like I blinked and it was over. Like,
Well, they're
what
like
happened?
a they're like
I
a
just
cut,
started.
they're like a cut scene out of
Yeah,
a video
pretty
game,
much.
basically. So
Or
it's
an
just like
introduction. Of
that's
some
what they
kind,
should have
yeah.
called it. They should have called it cut, not secret level. They should have called it cut scene or something. I don't know.
Right.
Oh well.
Yeah.
But then you got ones like Armored Core. It felt like a whole, like a mini movie, which is
Oh,
great.
how'd you like that Concord one?
I
don't
actually
think
didn't
I'm-
watch, I didn't watch the Concord one.
I don't think I got that far yet. Like I said, I think I made it past Pac-Man, and I fell asleep. I started falling asleep. So I'm like,
Oh.
yeah. Oh no, yeah. But I did see the Armored Core one though, so that one was fantastic.
I mean, it has
loved that.
has my beautiful face in it. You know? I had a bum knee during
Well,
shooting.
it's funny because I was actually kind of looking forward, like not forward. I was kind of hoping to get to that one, and then I'm like, okay, I got to keep going. So then I made it past Pac-Man
Well, the
and
cool thing
past
is you
Unreal
don't have to
Tournament.
watch them in order. It's not like there's a.
No.
It's not telling
no,
a
no.
story. You know, you just kind of.
If,
No,
if
I know.
there's a game you're interested in, just
Right.
watch those first. But I watched it in order. I had a lot of fun that
That's
one.
what I've been doing. Yeah,
I jumped
I
around.
didn't watch in order because I'm like, I don't want to have to figure out which one to watch now. I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
figure which one I like.
I didn't watch
which
the
one I
Outer
like.
Limits one or Outer Limit, right?
I don't know.
Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
Outer
that
I
one-
didn't
Worlds.
watch that one yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I watched that one. I think that's like one of the earlier ones, and I kind of just like didn't.
that
really
one's pretty
care.
short, I think. Anyway,
I didn't care for that one. I was like, that was like the one I forgot entirely about it. Till you
all
said
I'm
something
saying
like,
is like the Space Marine thing. I just hope that Cavill gets his Space Marines show going on Amazon because I could do with
heck
more
yeah.
Space Marine shows.
I'd still
and
love to
stuff.
play that game someday.
You should play
the
it.
Warhammer one was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Dave, you
Like,
got it on
what-
disc, right?
Yeah, I've got it on disc
Oh,
if you want to
yeah,
borrow
I'm
it.
that's
just gonna
right.
borrow it, Jared.
Yeah. Well, Dave and I still need to schedule our hangout. We have some
Yeah.
objectives.
Let's
Yeah,
have a play
Well, Dave
date.
and I are supposed to hang out too. We have some objectives.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them on the
Three objectives.
bookshelf behind me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we
I need
can
to
all
make a
be
play
involved
with you guys.
in whatever.
An
Yeah.
objective.
Ian
Or
also
two.
likes it when you surprise him too on
Yeah.
Saturday.
I
A little
was just
surprise
naked, just
appearance.
jerking off.
Yeah.
Oh, guys!
Hey.
finish.
Man,
Oh,
All right.
I would go in the wank
Um,
bank
clean off.
straight away.
Let's see. What is my? Oh, here's mine. So this is a funny. I hung out with my friend Ed a couple weeks ago, and
Oh, cool.
he had gone. He had gotten. I guess he gotten in free to the DJ Shadow New Year's Eve show,
Nice.
and he's not really a. He didn't know who DJ Shadow was.
Hey, you know who the shadow guy is?
He didn't know. He just it was invited by a
Nobody
friend. They
knows,
got him in
but
for
Shadow
free. I guess the
knows.
tickets were really expensive. He got in for free. And while he was there, he bought DJ Shadow's latest record. Anyway, when I went to go visit Ed, he's like, "Do you know who DJ Shadow?" It's like, "Fuck yeah, I know who DJ Shadow is." And he's like, "Oh, well, I went. The show was awesome. Do you want this vinyl record I bought?" It's like, "Sure." And it's like,
Oh hell yeah.
it's like the new
nice.
action adventure released 2023 technically. It was end of 2023. But anyway, so yeah, so I've been listening to this a lot. Nick knows when he came over. Jared was there. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was listening to it quite a bit. We were playing it, and then I've been listening to it quite a bit. I think it's really good. I really enjoy it. And that is my recommendation. Action Adventure by DJ Shadow. It's a very good record. If you like that kind of music. Even if not, it's good background, kind of hip-hop, electronic. I don't know.
I need to get back into listening to some newer DJ Shadow stuff.
It definitely sounds like kind of like score-ish stuff, but really groovy. Has like a really heavy groove to it, so I like it a lot. So yeah. All right. We forgot it last week because that's what I do. I just walk over this segment. And so Dave has this question from last week for trivia. So, Doctor.
Yeah, it's kind of related to what we were talking about tonight. So, does anyone know what the code name was for the original Switch?
We don't.
Oh, I
don't know.
Yeah,
Dolphin?
it was some.
No,
numbers
Dolphin was
and
X
stuff.
Cube.
That's right. That's
GameCube.
XCube. Doi.
X
Doi,
Cube.
doi,
I don't
doi.
remember.
Maybe they try again.
Switch? I don't know.
It was actually really kind of lame. It
was.
Apparently, it's the.
Oh, wait. Was that it?
Snap.
It was the NX.
Yeah.
NX.
That's
Yeah,
right.
the
Oh
NX,
yeah, I remember you mentioned it a long time ago. God, can't believe
So-
Yeah.
Nintendo glazed over that.
On a side note, does anyone know what the Switch 2 code name is rumored to be?
Nope.
Switch U.
And why?
Is it an S with dollar signs?
Yeah.
Or with the lines
Yeah.
through it?
Yeah.
Apparently, it's the ounce. Like
The
as in
ounce?
OZ?
unit of measure. Like,
What?
is it out?
How
Yeah,
many
Like
ounces
more
does it
bounty
weigh?
too?
I don't know, but that's
Lame
apparently
sauce.
the.
Yeah.
But it's only a rumor that that's actually the code name because it hasn't come out yet. So quite often,
But we know it's Switch 2. Do they even need a code name?
yeah, I know.
But most console releases, there's code names that are thrown around for months and
Yep.
maybe even years before it even comes out.
Yeah, I
But-
think the original we had Revolution like going around.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Quite some time.
Oh, that sucks. I thought the original Wii was called Penis.
Oh.
Well, it's just-
Oh, is that why they came out with the condom things for them like later
Yeah.
on?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because they were
Yeah.
so diseased.
Well, that's one thing I never understood about what, like, okay, if we don't know if it's a new system, then yeah, throw a code name on the successor. What's the one after PlayStation? The PlayStation 2?
I was surprised that they called it Switch 2 and that they branded
Yes.
it on the thing. I was actually surprised.
I was kind of wishing that it would have been the Super Switch. I think.
Yeah,
that would
I'm
actually be
surprised
kinda
they didn't
good.
go that
Yeah.
way
That
rather than
would've been
Switch
awesome.
2.
I'm at,
Okay.
and
Switch U.
then in my head when looking at it, Switch 2, I would have gone Roman numerals and then used the Joy Cons as
Yeah.
Roman numerals.
Mm.
So I'm surprised they went with the numeral. Anyway, I was really surprised that they
Yeah.
went the PlayStation route.
Yes.
I mean, if this is like their ultimate form and they just keep reiterating on the
Switch
Switch,
3.
yeah, I mean,
Switch
I'd be
4.
down with that because handheld and on your TV is absolutely the way to go for Nintendo.
Xbox X2.
Like, can you now imagine Nintendo ever releasing a console that only goes on your TV? Like, do you see that ever happening? Like, if they do, is it going to sell like the
I mean,
Switch?
I mean, you're going the other direction with the Xbox. It's like everything's an Xbox. So like, I gotta think that at some point in the Switch 2's lifespan, the Xbox app gets on that fucking thing.
Oh, please, yes, 100%.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's enough.
more dialogue. That's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah, that's a whole nother
Another
episode.
day.
Jared have trivia for today?
No, that's
Dave did.
we talked about this.
Yeah.
Sorry,
That was Dave.
this was
that
earlier.
was,
Like
earlier.
Jared didn't do his homework, and then he was doing it, and then Dave was
Yeah.
like, "I
Well,
didn't do my question."
I had
I'm
like
having
2
to
weeks of
carry Jared.
trivia
They swapped.
backed up, but I think I deleted those.
Unlike you, Nick, Jared doesn't do his homework.
What?
Uh,
Well, I didn't do
not
mine
today.
Not today.
Not always.
All right, gentlemen. I want to thank you, Jared, Dave, Nick, and Aaron, for joining me here on the couch. It was a pleasure, a lot of fun. Always enjoys our little get-togethers. I tried to keep it under 2 hours, and it looks like we're going to do that. Yay! Hey, everybody.
And the
We're
much
Couch
recharge.
Co-op Show. You can find our podcast everywhere on all the podcast platforms. You can watch us on youtube.com/MilkmanPictures. And, yeah. Leave us a comment. Share us. Like us. I don't know. Or don't do any of that
Like
shit.
us.
Just know that we're free. We don't ask you for any fucking money like all these other fucking shitty-ass podcasts. And we'll be like that forever. Sticking it to the man.
Wild Stallions.
Yeah. So for Couch Co-op, I'm Ian, reminding you to please be excellent to each other.
Wild Stallions.
Couch Co-op is full of douchebags. Couch Co-op. Couch Co-op.